Man, Falcom has really been out there cooking up a feast for us fans, haven't they? We've had Trails Through Daybreak, East 10, the Trails in the Sky remake got announced, Kai no Kiseki came out and had mostly positive ratings from the people who've played it. We've got the sequel to Tokyo Xanadu in the works, not even to mention the Oath and Felghana remaster too. I almost forgot about that one. And we've just been shoveling it all in our mouths. And even after most of us around here have completed Daybreak 1, we have the nerve, the gall, to walk up to Falcom and go, "Please sir, can I have some more?"
What?
Please, sir. I want some more.
More?
So they went to Nisa and forced them to work morning, noon, and night. 7 days a week, 24/7. Okay, it's a joke, guys. But Daybreak 2 is on the horizon, slated for a February 14th release in 2025. And so, with Trails Through Daybreak 2 on the horizon, I wanted to simply talk about why I am personally excited for this game, despite the incredibly mixed reception from the community at large. And I guess I just want to come out and say this first. The game very well could be mid. The game could be just nothing but filler, and nothing in it could matter, and it could be the worst Trails game ever. I will probably still, at the very least, have a good time with the game. Because at the end of the day, even if I know this game doesn't push the story forward, even if I didn't know that, I'm not someone I don't want to say that I'm not attached to the story, obviously. I love the lore of this game. I love diving deep and trying to put the puzzle pieces together. And any little shred of breadcrumbs we can get just fuels that desire to want to know more, the truth of the world and everything in it. But me, I've always been a character first person. If a story is mid, as long as the characters are something that I enjoy or I derive enjoyment from, I can enjoy a game perfectly fine. I feel like that kind of fits most Tales games. Most Tales games aren't very known for their stories. In fact, their stories are kind of generic, if we're being honest. But it's the cast that makes those games a lot of fun. And in my opinion, even a bad Trails story is still better than most other generic stories out there, simply due to the fact that we have all of this world building and knowledge that's been building up over time. So yeah, this game might not have pushed the story forward, or it might have fumbled the bag in certain areas. Looking at you, Act 3, that's the one I have heard the most buzz about, that is the most filler part of the game. And not even to mention the well-known reviewers who have already played through Kuro 2, some even stating that that game specifically almost caused them to lose faith in the entire series. Well, when I first heard that blew my mind, especially with how much that person loves this series. To hear that this game almost caused them to completely lose faith in it? Wow, that took me aback. But just like with all the various different genres of games out there, there's different genres of players, especially for the Trails series. There are some types of players who are in it for mainly story reasons. There are some players who are super into it for the lore and the world building. I've even seen some people who don't care for any of it. They only are in it for the gameplay. They just really enjoy the gameplay. They don't really care about the story or the characters all that much. So I think ultimately, like with most things, it's going to boil down to who are we as an individual? What do we derive out of this hobby of ours? And as I've stated, I am more of a character person, and I also have to clarify, before we get too further into this, I have played through some of this game. I've played through the prologue, the short little, what do they call it, an interlude, and about half of Act 1. I don't know how many acts there are. I know there's at least 3, and that apparently 3 is incredibly long. Longer than most acts. I think it might be the longest act that we've had in the series. So I guess there's that to quote unquote look forward to. But of the little bit that I've played, the story so far seems interesting enough. The stuff around the Red Grendel, what that could be, the little sneak peeks we've gotten of the new Enforcer characters, what Harwood is cooking behind the scenes, and of course, not even to mention, Swin and Nadia, baby. Oh yeah. Oh, and especially, I cannot wait to see Nadia and Ren interacting. Throw Agnes into the mix? Oh, brother. That's gonna be a recipe for all kinds of craziness. And of course, I have entirely 100% faith in the intermission. We know that Trail's intermissions are some of the most peak of peaks in the series because it's where they let their slice of life isms are just on full display for the intermissions. And they usually like to drip feed us a couple little crazy plot details just kind of out of nowhere. So I feel like that will be something to look forward to. And based on the opening, yeah, I won't talk about it because I feel like most people don't watch the openings, but there's some stuff in there that if it gets brought up in this game at some point, ooh boy, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Because I have played through a little bit of the game, I've gotten a nice decently sized taste of the gameplay and specifically the improvements to the gameplay. And I just gotta say, they really improved on the action gameplay sections. Just, Swin, he feels so smooth and good to play. Most of the characters do, actually. I would say out of the ones that I have played as, Rune is the one that feels the most stiff, but I mean, he's a ranged character, so you know how it is with ranged characters. But there's some characters, ooh, I cannot wait to get my hands on them and give them a little test run. But the improvements to the action gameplay, the little additions that they've given to the command battles, the turn-based, the traditional turn-based gameplay, and especially something that I got a little taste of as far as, I don't want to say it, but it has to do with arts. And ooh boy, that has me really excited because man, that looks really cool. Those just look really cool. But I can't wait to run around Calvard, run around Edith again, get to speak to all the NPCs, see what they've been up to, see what new places that Calvard has in store for us that we didn't get to see in the first game that were only teased, as far as any other new characters that might pop up, aside from the ones that I already know of, and that have been teased in the little opening that they did for Daybreak 2. The game might be mid, but from what I have played and what I have seen, and little things that I've heard through my little community here, this game could be the worst Trails game out of all of them that we've gotten, but it's still probably going to be no less than like a 7 at worst. Right? Maybe I have too much faith. Maybe once I hit the infamous Act 3, I'll be like, oh, I get it. And I will join the other opinions and agree with them and be like, yeah, no, this was terrible, and completely do a 180. We will have to wait and see. I will definitely be playing through this game, whether it's when it comes out or shortly after. We'll have to see where my schedule lines up. But I very much cannot wait to share my experiences with you guys and continue playing through the game and showing it off here on the channel. So if that's something you're looking forward to, wait shouldn't be too terribly long. And if there is nothing but endless suffering, at least we can enjoy the suffering together and make the process just a little bit easier to bear. With all that being said, that's really it from yours truly. So feel free to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you guys are looking forward to this game, if you agree or disagree with the vast majority of the opinions that are out there, or if you think this game will be I have also seen the opposite, where there are people who have stated that this game ended up being one of their favorites. So hey, I mean, like I said earlier, anything is literally possible. It depends on the kind of gamer you are. And one final shout out to all my current channel members and supporters over on Patreon. Anybody else wants to support the channel, links are in the description. This has been Cyrus, your host. I'm out of here. See you in the next one. Peace out.
All right, what's next?